proper grim today. It's just above 0 and it's the middle of January, so not the best conditions to catch carp, but apparently there's a few coming out at the moment. I'm down at Horcott Lakes in the Cotswold Water Park, and I'm down here for a couple of days to meet up with my old mate Lee Pollard, who actually runs this lake, and I've just seen from the car park he's actually playing the fish at the moment. So let's get round to his swim and see what's happening. I've only been here about 10 minutes and Lee's already got one on, so taking a bit of line, that one is, mate.
Just go in, mate.
How do they fight in here at this time of year?
They go pretty well, even though it's quite cold.
Yeah.
They still pull quite hard.
Oh yes, that is a corker. What a way to start, mate. That's a decent fish, that, isn't it?
£30, mate, isn't it?
Oh, easy. Oh mate, that is lovely. Oh, look at the scales on it as well. What an absolutely beautiful carp, mate.
Made up.
A brilliant start. Literally just got here. Awesome.
Wow, just a couple of hours into the session, just had this lovely fish called Millie at £37. We've still got just under 48 hours ahead of us, so let's see what it brings.
Well, if there's one way of summing up what it's like out there at the moment, is it's pretty grim, because not only does it look grey and miserable, it actually is. It's not too bad on the temperature front. It's probably about 7-8 degrees at the moment, but there are things happening, not in my swim but in Lee's swim. When I got here yesterday, he caught one and he lost one in the night as well. He had him recasting and stuff. I just got a text off him saying it was only a little stocky that he lost at the net. So we're not too far away from fish, and apparently this is the area where they do tend to hold up in the winter months. So, you know, it's typical winter carping, because a lot of the time when you watch these videos you see people hauling fish and what have you, but what you don't see is the blanking periods, and very often what you have to do in the winter months is just sit and wait, and you know, when it's dark and cold and miserable it can be a bit boring, but it is just part of what carp fishing's like at this time of the year. Then you just get those little window periods where you get a couple of bites in quick succession, and I know I'm not too far away from where Lee's fishing, so I'm not too far away from the fish. It is just a case of sitting on my hands and hoping something happens during the time that I'm down here. But I'm definitely confident, even if it is pretty miserable and cold at the moment. Oh, there's a spawn just gone out, not too far away from where the swan is. Just got a robin on the rod as well, so lots happening in the swim, but not on the rods, unfortunately. Well, I'm here with Lee and just going to have a little chat with him about this lake, how it all came about, because I've known you now, mate, for many years, from the early days of Carp Talk, writing lots of features in the mag, catching lots of nice fish throughout your career. What made you get involved with your own day ticket water?
I think I've fished so many day ticket waters, you know, over the years, and took so many ideas away. I just wanted to create something a bit special.
Yeah, you definitely got that, mate. It's definitely a special lake. I see so many nice fish appear on your social media feed these days. You've got some lovely carp in here. How many fish in total?
About 800. Numerous 30s, probably over 35 different 30s now, to over £40.
And some bangers as well, isn't there? Some really nice Cotswold scaly carp in, haven't you?
Yeah. There's also a massive head of 20s, loads of upper 20s. Yeah. Absolute stacks of fish.
And some fully scaled mirrors are over 30, 35.
Absolute stunners, yeah. Yeah.
What's the lake record at the moment?
Just over 40.
£40. Is that common or mirror?
It's a big common.
Big common, oh
yeah.
Right, I go. Real classic looking fish.
Yeah, there's a few mirrors like pushing on that way. At this time of year, there's a good chance they are £40 at the minute.
How big's the lake then? It's about 20 odd acres?
22 acres, yeah.
And how many swims you got on it?
45. But day tickets are limited, so we never sell 45 tickets. It's limited to 28 tickets a day.
So plenty of space to move about.
Yeah, if you want to move or move swims, whatever, there's always plenty of room.
Yeah. You also do a season permit as well, don't you?
We do. Yeah, they're limited as well, but that obviously you can come and go and fish as much as you want.
Yeah. And does it fish really well in the winter? Because obviously I see on your Facebook page lots of beautiful carp getting caught.
Yeah.
Are they all caught every week?
Yeah.
Throughout the year.
I think over the years, it's got pretty good winter form. It always produces big fish throughout the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and multiple hits of fish.
Yeah. Well, we've just seen you now with that 37 pounder.
Yeah.
Now, every lake that fishes in the winter does tend to have winter swims or winter areas. Is there anything like that on here?
I think the fish still, they still stay quite well spread out around the lake. But like anyway, location is everything, and if you can get on them, you can have multiple hits of fish.
Is it typical sort of winter tactics, fishing for one bite at a time, or do they like the bait in here?
They do like a little bit of bait, but you don't go mad with it. But fish things like a bit of boilie crumb, little bitty stuff.
One bite at a time.
Yeah, just to nick you that bite.
Yeah. If anybody wants to come and fish here, then they just ring you up, or is there a booking app?
Just pop onto our website, click the book now button, and you just book online.
Okay, so fingers crossed, mate.
Fingers crossed, mate. Yeah.
Something will happen, but we've already seen you with a nice fish already. So 37 pounder. Let's hope we get a few more, eh?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, mate. Is that Les doing that?
Yes, Les doing that. I have to say his shift's over.
I think you can probably hear that in the distance. That's the air base over the back there every evening at 5 o'clock. The national anthem of America goes off because it's an American air base. But yeah, it's proper cool. There we go. What's this? This is our national anthem. But the American one goes off in a bit and all, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's next.
I think that's ace, I do. Really do. I'm so proud to be British, proud to be in England, or proud to be American in their case, but you don't see too much of that these days. Is that every day they do that?
Every day at 5 o'clock.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, that's ace. What's over there? Is it just an air base, or?
Oh yeah, it's just a military air base. Yeah.
Is many Yanks over there?
There used to be a lot.
Yeah.
Not quite so many now. There used to be hundreds live there.
Is there?
Yeah, not so many now. But there's obviously people, Americans working there every day.
Yeah. Lots of American babies everywhere.
Yeah.
Lots of wives running off with Americans.
Yeah.
Quite nice, haven't we, mate? But
have,
you've
mate.
just put a couple of spawns of bait out and it's livened things up again.
I think they must have cleared me out in the night.
Yeah, I reckon so. Have you recast the hook baits or not?
No, I haven't. No, I've put 3 spodfuls back straight over the top of them.
Yeah.
And it's gone within 5 minutes.
Yeah, they've cleaned you out, mate, I reckon. We were sitting there thinking that the fish had moved, but clearly they're still there. Feel good or not?
Not too bad.
Cool, that's another scaly one, mate. Well done, mate. There's another one, bites the dust. Is it nice one?
Pretty one.
Cool, yeah, look at that. Another Cotswold Scaly. All done, mate.
Get in.
Get in.
Wow, just when we thought we'd gone a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Got a couple more spotfuls of bait out. Had this little cracker.
That's an absolute beauty. That is a lovely carp, mate, to catch on a very cold January morning. Well done. Why are you redoing it? That looked pretty spot on to me.
It wasn't far out, but I just feel if I don't get it right, it's wanting to be about another 6 inches to the left, really. It's quite a precise little spot.
Yeah, it looks it from your lines when they're going down the rod tips. You can see how close they are. So about 6 inches, you reckon?
Yeah,
a little bit more to the left. So it's a matter of inches when it comes to catching at this time of year for you.
Yes, mate. Especially when I'm trying to keep two rods close together.
Yeah.
Good
Good
stuff.
stuff. On. Well, don't let me disturb you, mate. Carry on. So we're 3 weeks on from when I did that trip with Lee, and I blanked. I didn't go into great detail in the film about what I did. There was no point talking about it, but I'm back again now, and conditions are a little bit different, and there's fish been coming out as well. There's been quite a few guys on the lake, and I've been in now for 24 hours. It is looking a little bit grim over this side where we are. I don't think we're on the fish. I think most of the carp that we've been seeing are just over halfway. They're in the water 16, 17, 18, those kind of swims in the beach area. And I do know that a couple of days before we came down, there's been the DNA guys down. There was Mark Bartlett, that is, and Lee Moz and Morris fishing off the beach, and they were casting in front of there at about 80 yards range and picking up bites. I think Moz had 1 and Bart had 5 by all accounts, and they all came on zigs. So they seem to be out in that middle area. Now, for Bart to catch 5 and Moz only to catch 1, that tells me it's not what Bart is doing, it's more down to the location. There's probably been a big shoal of fish in front of Bart and not too many in front of Moz's. They're in that sort of middle area, and at the moment we can't get across to them. And I've seen some fish showing over there. There's a couple of lads opposite us as well at the moment. I don't know when they're going. I've got a couple of nights left. So what I might do is, if I get chances, to get over to that other side of the lake and fish in those swims. That's what I'm going to say to Lee, because I don't think we're on them at the moment. No matter what we do, you could have the best baits in the world, the best winter rigs in the world, and all this kind of stuff. I don't think it'd get us bites. There's probably a big shoal of fish out in that middle area. That's what tends to happen in the winter months, and it's just a case of getting on them. Yeah, I do feel like I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs, because the last trip I was down here, I didn't feel like I was on them. Lee had 2 bites and landed both of them, and he was the only guy on the lake to catch, so it was that spot, and he'll tell you it was just 1 rod that was doing the bites for him as well. I think they're just a little bit out of our range, and I do think that if we were on the fish, we'd have caught something by now, especially Lee, because he knows this lake really well. When those guys move, I don't know when they're going to be leaving. Lee will know from his bookings. I think what we'll be doing is moving over to that bank and having a better chance of getting on the fish, because they definitely look like they're more in front of them than they are in front of us. They're a little bit out of casting range. I'm fishing at 25 wraps at the moment, which is about 100 yards range, and they seem to be showing at about 140 yards, something like that. And I don't want to go too far and get into their swim. Obviously, you're restricted on where you can fish on a busy lake like this. It's all about sticking to your water, but yeah, it's twiddling the thumbs time at the moment, because I blanked last time I was down here. I don't want to sit in these swims and blank again. I'd rather be active. I've got to walk the dog in a bit. I'll be walking around the lake, finding out what's been happening on the water, and if necessary, then we'll be having a move.
Hey Mike, it's Les from Horcott Lake Span Road in Fairford. How's it going? I sent you an email, I don't know if you got it or not. I sent it to
Les is just checking out whether we can fly the drone today.
it's just a request.
And we've got to take some footage of the lake, and he's got to go through the rigmarole of ringing up the airbase to find out, and they've got to contact someone in America to get authorization for us to fly a drone in this area. So if we see a few fish on the drone, will we move?
Okay.
Don't count if you do that, do they?
Thank you. Cheers. Bye, bye.
We'll see what happens. All systems go?
Well, he's going to reply back in a few minutes, hopefully with an answer, but he said it's looking good.
Good stuff, mate.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
I don't know. There is something true.
So you can probably tell I'm in a different swim. I'm actually at the opposite side of the lake now. I'm in peg 17 and Lee's just to my left. I'm not sure if he's in 16 or 18, I'm not sure on the numbers, but I'm definitely close to the fish over here, and I'm definitely in the area where I think we're going to get a chance of a bite or two, because there's been two lads in here. I don't know exactly where they've been fishing. They've not caught anything, but there was definitely a large pocket of fish out in front. So between me and Lee, I think we've got a good chance of getting a bite or two. Now, you can tell that the conditions are completely different as well. The high pressure's disappeared. We've got a lot more cloud cover, and I think there's going to be a better chance with us fishing on the bottom. Lee agrees as well. So what we've basically done is just put 4 or 5 spoms over each rod. I've only got 2 rods in the area. I don't want to chance a third one in case I do get any fish action and it causes me a few problems, because you are obviously fishing quite tight because it's a day ticket lake and you've got your own little zones to stay in. So just 2 rods out there at about 25 wraps, which is about 100 yards or so, and I've put a mix of boilie crumb, some ground bait, a few maggots, some worms, and a little bit of sweet corn out there. Not too much, just 4 or 5 spoms over each rod. Lee's pretty much fishing with the same tactics, apart from he's using a different bait to me. And I'm just fishing DNA's bug wafters on each rod, which has done really well for me during the winter months. So there we have it. This is the new swim. Completely different frame of mind at the moment. I'm really confident that something could happen. I've got a couple of nights left, so let's see what happens. 7:30 in the morning and just having my breakfast, and a bite on my right hand rod, and it's gone round to the left there past these snags, and as it's gone past these snags I've had to try and wade to it, and as I've waded to it I've gone under. So you're going to laugh at it, but I'm not advocating anybody should be wading for fish above the waistline from a safety point of view, and I've ended up having to swim around there with a pair of chest waders on and land it in Lee's swim, which is just here to the left. But let me just show you me at the minute, because I look alright but I'm absolutely freezing cold. I'm shivering like anything. There's my chest waders. I've got probably, I don't know, a lake full of water in my chest waders. But we've got a little fish. It's not a lake record, but it's a fish. Did you not hear me land one in your swim? I've just landed a fish in your swim. I think you were asleep. It's just down here. I've had to wade down the margin, mate. It was going around these snags. It's only a little one down there in the margins. I've had to wade down the margins, and there's a deep hole down there. So, look at this. I've got about, I don't know. There's a few litres of water in there, so if you need any water for cuppers today, I'm the man. Laughing. But yes, boys, definitely worth the move last night.
Definitely.
4 bites between us.
Yeah.
You couldn't have asked for more than that, could we?
Perfectly.
In February. I can't even say it. February. Mouth is so cold. Trying to walk in chest waders is not easy, boys. Film me, mate, so they can see. Check these out. An elbow. Yes, from a safety point of view, don't be wading above your chest waders. I didn't do it deliberately. Right, let's get changed. There's all my clothes. God. I wouldn't mind if it was a £30 or a £40, but it's probably about £12, £13 that common is that I've caught. But hey, the things you do for carp fishing, eh? Let's get round to the car and get myself some fresh clothes. Which is the biggest?
I don't know, I don't think there's a lot in it, mate.
I reckon yours is a little bit bigger, but there's the 2 fish that we've just caught. This is the one that I had to wade down the margins for and got a soak in. I've actually changed clothes now, and that's one that Lee just had a short while before. So a couple of nice doubles from Horcott Lakes, but we've got a couple of really nice bangers in a minute to show you. So it's all happening, mate.
It's all happening. Definitely, mate. Yeah, definitely.
How big do you reckon that one is, mate? About 26?
26, 27?
Yeah, I would have said so. That's the one that Lee's just landed as well, so. It's funny, we did say yesterday that the morning would be the bite time. And it's definitely turned out to be like that. Lovely fish. You happy, mate?
Spot on, mate.
Good lad. Brilliant. I'm not sure which side is the best, because this fish is absolutely beautiful and I'm proper made up with it. First trip down in the winter, I didn't catch anything, but we saw Lee catch some absolutely gorgeous fish in pretty tough conditions, and on this occasion done a couple of nights on the other bank, well away from the fish, didn't catch anything, and as soon as we've got on the fish last night, we've had 4 absolute crackers, topped by this 32-pound mirror. And if there's one thing to take from this trip, is that in the winter the most important thing is about location. We've got on them and we've caught some. Massive thanks to Lee and Les for having me down here, and if you want to catch some absolutely beautiful scaly fish from the Cotswolds, take a look at Horcott Lakes. You won't be disappointed. Brilliant.